Hey, look at that. We have our own intro music now. I want to give a huge thank you to one of my very best friends in the whole world, Mike, for doing that intro music for us. I asked him to do that, and he delivered with flying colors. So huge thank you to Mike, and we're going to be using that from here on out. And I just wanted to give a special little shout out to him before the episode this week. You'll be hearing that tune going forward, and I hope everyone enjoys. Let us know what you think.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds Podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Appa to my Momo. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Ready to pod, baby.
Hell yeah.
um, Instead of doing trivia, because believe it or not, you start to run out of trivia after, doing it for like a year. Casey found a fun little photo that he can explain that we'll talk about in place of that.
Yeah, so are you able to plop it up or no? I should have brought that up before we started this.
Well, let me try. Keep talking about it.
Yeah,
I'll see what I can do.
But basically it's just which row pictured has the physically strongest characters, and so there's Mr. Majestic, Juggernaut, and Thor all together, Hulk, Gladiator, Hyperion, Beta Ray Bill, Superman, Black Adam, or Shazam, as his Christian name is, and then He-Man, Hercules, and Shazam. And I thought that was interesting because I at first I was like thinking one, and then I kind of remembered something about this other character. I was like, that's probably that one. But I was just gonna be like, oh, what you think? And let us know down below what you think if you want to.
Quality's probably not going to be great here, but
That looks good. So yeah, I mean,
so it's always tough when Superman's involved,
yeah.
in my opinion. But my gut feeling tells me this row.
So my first thought was Superman also. And then I was also thinking Juggernaut, but then I'm like, Juggernaut's strong, and like same with Hulk. Like Juggernaut's strong, but he's also like he's more just unstoppable. You know what I mean? But the thing that I then kind of dawned on me is He-Man's got like fucking Toon Force levels of strength feats. So it's like
Right.
clearly that row because of He-Man. Like he was doing some stupid stuff. I mean, unless you count like Silver Age Superman, because then I think they kind of match. But otherwise, my money's on He-Man row 100%.
Yeah. But if you're going on like comics version though, then he doesn't necessarily have all that toon strength.
I think he's so this is just stuff I remember from Death Battle. Like when originally like because they had the old school crossover with Superman, I think he was still stronger than Superman in that one.
Okay.
That could be me misremembering a Death Battle where they mistook stuff to match what they wanted, but that's how I remember it.
Right. Yeah.
But then and then like her like but it's I think like that bottom row between Hercules and He-Man, like their high end feats are so high, but then like the low end feats, especially I'm at least with Hercules, I'm assuming He-Man's probably the same way since you have to make it interesting. It's pretty damn low at times with Herc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you just go like overall feats, I'd say the Superman row probably takes it just because it's like Superman's got some high end feats. Beta Ray Bill has high end feats, and so does Black Adam, and then like Hulk's done a lot, but and we're probably I'm since we don't know neither of us know much about Majestic, we're probably missing something major. How strong he is, but
Yeah. Well, just for the sake of saying something different, I'll stick with Hulk, Gladiator, and Hyperion. I still think that's a pretty stacked row.
yeah, no, I mean it's stacked, especially if Gladiator just got he's got his self-help book, audio book in his ears.
Yeah. Or like Hyperion is doubling as his hype man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I want to say Thor, and I think Thor is the strongest of that row.
Again,
But
like he's for sure like just straight up strength stronger than Juggernaut. I don't know with Majestic because
yeah,
I've heard different things, but it's I think he'd probably beat him because I think Majestic's got the like he's kind of got the Shazam thing going where he's got a kid inside him, so he's so I think that's yeah I think Thor could beat him, but just straight strength, like if they got in a
hmm
deadlifting contest, I'm not sure.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, everyone, let us know what you think. All right. So we did have a YouTube comment. It comes from Casey's brother Nick again. He says, I hope Jake feels better, but just for the algorithm. Just kidding. My Fantastic Four would be the Galaxy Trio. I was just thinking about them today. I've seen them before, but I don't know much about them. He also says SWAT cats because I don't know how they could do that live action. Pirates of Darkwater, but like stop making it just a little way through so it's accurate to the original. And Thundar the Barbarian to keep with the theme. Also, I think you could do live action He-Man with Brian Cage as He-Man, just based on his cosplay of him. But I think it would be hilarious if he also played Prince Adam. So it's just him with the pink shirt on, and everybody still doesn't notice. So thank you for that, Nick. I had to Google SWAT cats because I'd never heard of that
Oh,
either.
dude, that show is awesome.
And then Pirates of Darkwater, I'm not familiar with either.
So like that one, I don't remember it at all. I remember the toy that we had, like the toys that we had from it, because me and Nick shared a bedroom, and so like the toy box, had both of our stuff in it. So like it just became my maniac toys, like destroying everything. But like I don't remember watching it at all. I probably did, but it's been too long.
I mean, whenever I Googled pictures, it looks cool. And I mean, I like pirate stuff, so like
Yeah.
obviously I'd be all for it. But yeah,
And then the Brian Cage thing is kind of funny because he actually played. Because for those that don't know, Brian Cage is a pro wrestler who is juiced to the gills, but he played He-Man in a fan film once.
I I Googled it whenever I saw the comment and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
He looked
yeah.
crazy.
This I like how Nick was saying he wants to see him in the pink shirt. I want to see him with the like that weird Prince Adam haircut that they like when
Yeah,
every time they've done anything He-Man related since, like that. Let's get rid of that haircut.
right. Yeah, I do think that would be hilarious. Did you ever watch, speaking of like barbarian cartoons, that's been a theme for a few weeks now.
Right?
Um, did you ever watch Dave the Barbarian?
I did. That was
That was a
like
funny show.
it was. I have a feeling I probably wouldn't like it as much now as I did when I was a kid because like I've been rewatching Ultimate Muscle and I'm like, man, it's like I can't be watching it like I used to, but it's just so stupid.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure Dave was too, but I remember thinking it was hilarious when I was a
Yeah.
kid, so all right. Well, on to the news. I have one measly thing that I will say, and then Casey, I'll let you have at it.
All right. Really quick too though, SWAT cats you would like. It's just
Oh,
like
okay.
two brother kitty cats. I mean, you'd be allergic, but they're two brother kitty cats flying a plane, fighting baddies.
Sounds dope to me.
Yeah, it was like it's one of those ones where it's like I'm probably remembering it with my kid brain, like how a lot of people do with X-Men 97, but like I'm just like this is awesome. So cool.
Yeah. I mean, the whenever I googled the photo, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
All right, so House of the Dragon season 2 has a June premiere that was just announced. Obviously, I am very, very excited for that. And that's all I can say about it.
Right on. Is there like has there been any like new castings or anything like that, or is it gonna be the same old cast?
No, I know they added a couple people that I remember being excited about, but it's been a while, and now
I
I don't
gotcha.
remember.
Yeah, it's been like 2 years, hasn't it, since the last
Hmm.
season? Wild. All right, so get into this stuff. I'll start with I'll start with this because this is the one that people care about the least. We're getting a Gorgo comic in the summer of 2024, written by Mac McClintock and art by Patrick McEvoy. It's called Gorgo Legacy and will be released by Titanic Creations, the people that have, got the Gorgo rights here recently. So I'll probably for sure check that out because I don't know much about Gorgo. I kind of want to read the original Gorgo comic book run that came out, but yeah, I think it's neat.
I'm so disappointed because like I said before, I know I've had some of those Gorgo Charlton books in the past, and
Yeah.
I checked last time we talked about it, and I didn't have them anymore. But I wish I would have held on to them for you.
I mean, it's all good. I didn't even know that they were a proper thing until I heard about it on a podcast, and I'm like, I'm gonna check into this, that type of thing.
Yeah,
So, but okay. So Dave Bautista stated he's done with Drax, which we all kind of knew, but it was, he's talking about in an interview, but he's still like very much wants to do another superhero movie because I didn't know this, but he's kind of a nerd, and he was like talking about how he wants to do another superhero role, one that's got more depth to it than Drax, which it's like Drax could have had depth, but James Gunn wanted like, and I and res- and I mean I know I crap on James Gunn, but it's like I get why because Drax's backstory is just a mess. So it's like he made it simpler, so I get it. But yeah, I was thinking like, who do you think Dave Batista would be a good choice for because he really wants to play Bane, but he's lost. If you've noticed, like he's lost a good bit of weight. I mean, he's probably just doing TRT now. He's not needing to get gigantic, and so I don't think Bane's
I mean,
really.
isn't he like around 50 as well?
Yeah, yeah,
So
he's up there. So
no, I don't. I don't know. I think. See, when I think of things, I don't picture a mainstream character. Like I picture him being like Bibbo or something like that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I get that. See, I,
Um,
I had a thought, and I've seen this online, and like it helps now that he's got the white beard. But Doctor Hugo Strange,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that could work. Because I mean, I'm not his biggest fan, but he is like, as far as a pro wrestler turned actor, he's probably the best one outside of Jesse the Body Ventura and maybe Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I liked him in Glass Onion.
Yeah, that though I will say this is like a spicy take. Probably, I mean, I've not seen his Star Wars movie, but my least favorite of the Ryan Johnson films I've seen
Oh, yeah.
outside of
Least
Star
favorite? I
Wars.
was gonna say Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, I've not seen that one, so it doesn't work for me
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it's like
I didn't love it better than Knives Out, but I thought it was still pretty solid.
no, I mean, it's like Knives Out to me was one of those movies where I'm like, yeah, this is like a 9 or a 10. Looper was like a 9 or a 10 for me. Brick was a 9 or a 10 for me. And then like Glass Onion was like 7 or 8. I still
Hmm.
like it, but it's just like I think part of it was the ending. I was
Sure.
just kind of like meh, but yeah. I mean, Janelle Monáe was in it, and they are yo. Okay, so we're getting a film uh, we're supposed to be getting a film based on Jurassic League. It's going to be produced by James Gunn and written by Brian Lynch of Minions fame. But as we know, Warner Brothers Discovery loves canceling, animated films. So I'm not going to hold my breath. Like we'll have to see like two trailers and get a release date before I'm actually excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about that being an animated movie. I think I'd probably enjoy it more than I did that comic.
Yeah, I think so too. Unless they like introduce the minions into the universe.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
it's like I want it to be real. I want it to actually. I mean, I know it's being planned, but Warner Brothers Discovery's hurt us too many times at this point.
Yeah, totally agree.
Because I guess we get the whole plot. We got the whole plot synopsis for that Looney Tunes movie that came out, and everyone's like, anyone that's a Looney Tunes fan is just mad because it's supposed to be. It was supposed to be like, as they say, very loony, and we just won't
I'm
get it.
sure it would have been
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's stupid. So this one's kind of odd, but Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are both going to be in Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. Don't know if it's just going to be like if they've already, if he had already filmed it a long time ago, or if it's just like stock, stuff. Because it's like, yeah, they do need to be represented in this, but still, it's like I don't know how well it's going to work. As long as it's not like an AI voice rendering, I think
That was my first thought.
yeah, that could be pretty rough, which it's like I wouldn't put it past DC, but I'm hoping not.
Surely they wouldn't do that with Mark still being alive, right?
Right. I mean, very well could, but I'm hoping not. I really just think I'm hoping it's just gonna be like some stock stuff of them, like them doing something type of thing. Yeah, and then we also get Will Friedle returning as Terry McGinnis, so that's really cool too. I loved his voice acting in that also. All right, now we got some Superman news. So I figure I'll lump all this stuff together. James Gunn has changed the name of his Superman movie to just Superman instead of Superman Legacy, which I kind of prefer. The next one can be called Superman Legacy since they don't like doing number 2 after it anyway, but we haven't had like a proper Superman titled movie in a long while, so it's, why not?
Since what, Brandon Ruth?
That was Superman Returns even.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So that I mean, like, because then James Gunn even was saying like, well, Christopher Reeves wasn't even called Superman because it was Superman the movie. Like this is the first time it's ever just Superman. But who honestly was calling the Christopher Reeves one Superman the movie? Like it was just Superman.
Yeah.
And speaking of Christopher Reeves, I saw a picture of Corn Sweat. I know that's not how you pronounce his name, but that's how we do it. And he looks like a creepily amount like a cross between Christopher Reeves and Cavill. It's kind of weird.
They grew him in a lab,
right?
just like Superboy.
Because like there was a picture of him that I saw. I'm like, this dude, he's kind of just like, yeah, he looks like Christopher Reeve. Like for the certain people that grew up with the Reeves, they're gonna be very happy with him. It's kind of like how Brandon Ruth like was kind of built to fail because they made a sequel to the Christopher Reeves movies and they cast him to look be that one. It's like, oof, it's not gonna work. But with this being a different universe, it'll be hopefully a little better off.
Right.
But then Gunn also stated that Alex Ross was the inspiration for the Superman suit. And then I added, let's hope that inspires WB to give Alex Ross some money.
That's funny. Not gonna happen.
They're not Disney. They might. They used to, anyway.
Yeah.
We don't know about this new regime. And then Wendell Pierce, who I guess he's been in a lot of stuff, but I've never seen him act before, is set to play Perry White.
Boy, your dad's gonna have a field day with that one.
Well, it's like people on like the Snyder fans, because it's like Snyder has his own weird cult, and then James Gunn's got his own weird cult now. And so they're like, oh, he's just stealing, it's doing the same stuff Zack Snyder did. It's like, I mean, like it's weird that you guys are just saying just because he casts in a black guy, it's doing the same thing, but whatever.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, because he was in The Wire, and I guess everyone in The Wire is awesome. I've never seen it, but I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm assuming it must be, like, because that's what everyone's like pointing to. Because everything else he's been in, I've not seen at all.
Well, I don't know.
What
Hopefully,
about you, man? You got any opinions on that?
nope.
Yeah, it's like Perry Weiss is one of those characters where it's pretty easy to. I have a feeling it's pretty easy just to get it right.
Yeah,
I'm not,
I mean, Lawrence Fishburne was good. We didn't get much of him, but he was
no,
good.
no, he was awesome though.
Hmm.
Because like
But
I'd
he
only
is
seen him.
in pretty much everything.
Yeah, he's kind of a national treasure. Like I used to not like him because the only thing I knew him from was Morpheus and the Matrix. I thought he was annoying, but then like now I'm like everything I'm seeing, I'm like, dude is just a awesome guy. Kind of, I might need to rewatch The Matrix because maybe he's better in that than I remembered as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen those movies in such a long time. I couldn't tell you if they're actually good or not.
I mean, I think the consensus is the first one's awesome and the other ones are, not.
Yeah. Well, that's the news.
What did you read this week, my friend?
I just realized we didn't do a Mad Lib.
I know, I kind of realized that too, but I was like, it's all good.
I looked over at my pile and there it was on top. I was like, well, I read Savage Sword of Conan #1, Immortal Thor #7, Green Arrow #9, Sonic the Hedgehog, Fang the Hunter #2, Godzilla War for Humanity #4, Canary #3, and Conan the Barbarian #4 or #8.
No Jay Garrick?
No, didn't even grab it.
Dang, man. Missing out, in my opinion.
Must have slipped my mind.
But so I got the Flash #6, Wolverine, Sabretooth War, Part 4, issue 44. The Invincible Iron Man #15, Duke #3, Jay Garrick, The Flash #5, and Godzilla War for Humanity, issue #4. I think you got one more than me, so I'll let you go.
Okay. I'll talk about Savage Sword of Conan. I didn't know this, but they put out like a proper magazine, like the original Savage Sword of Conan. And it's all in black and white, like the original too.
Yeah, you like that or no?
Yeah, it
Is it
was
really
cool.
all right?
Yeah, I don't care.
How you gonna store it though? Since it's a little bit bigger.
The thing is I probably won't. I probably will just uh I'll probably just trade weight it honestly.
I
Because
got you.
this is a variant and I read it, I liked it, but I'll probably put it back on the shelf in case a collector wants it.
Okay.
And then if the trade comes out and it's this stupid size too, well, then it's like, all right, I guess I'll throw it on the shelf.
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. There were some fun pinups in there. There was like an old Robert E. Howard poem that was pretty fucking cool about Conan in there. I liked the main story. It was just Conan and this busty chick. They're just fighting like war elephants and a fucking T-Rex and some lions. and and then there was a little backup story about Conan in like pilgrim times hunting like a Wendigo essentially.
Nice.
It was cool. It was a
Yeah.
cool book. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. We'll definitely be continuing it.
Nice. All right. The Flash #6 by old Simon Spurrier with Mike Deodato Jr. on the art. I don't know. It's kind of starting to lose me. Just keeps doing this, and they're doing the same stuff. Barry's written kind of weird, but then it's revealed like why he's written. Might be revealed why he's written weird throughout, or if it was just, you know, like I don't know. It's just not really like this issue just wasn't really feeling it for me, and like this arc as a whole hasn't been my favorite so far. But yeah, I mean, I'm still here, I guess. There's some neat, like the art's really cool. I'll give it that. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna probably go with a 6 out of 10.
I'm shocked that it's not just knocking your socks off.
I know, right?
All right, Immortal Thor number 7 by Al Ewing and Martin Kokolo. It was a really good issue. Again, it's just like an alternate telling of Thor and Loki, their comic versions doing original Norse mythology stories. And it was just fun to see. It was kind of like Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, but like the Marvel version. Um, but they're just going up against the Utgard Loki. And they go through all his trials, and then at the end, Thor's like, well, I'm wondering, since there's an Utgard Loki, if there's an Utgard Odin. And the last page, you kind of see, like, obviously the Utgard Odin, like, walking, and his back is to us. So I guess we're going to see him next time. But yeah, really good stuff. Pretty cool, trippy Alex Ross cover.
Nice. Alex Ross has just been going so damn hard here lately on covers. They're all fantastic.
They are, and I'm sure he's probably the highest paid comic
Yeah.
book cover artist in the market, and he does a lot of them. I'm sure he's just making bank.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really good, man. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Right on. I'm glad you haven't got out of the honeymoon phase with Immortal Thor yet.
Yeah, I know. I hope it stays that way.
Same here, dude. So Wolverine 44. Fine. It's by Benjamin Percy and Victor Lavelle and Corey Smith on the art. And so yeah, they are fighting some saber tooths or saber teeth. But no, yeah, like Wolverine heals and like old Aurora's kind of being a dick to him because she's like, your son died. And I'm not very happy about that. I'm very sad because I liked him. And he's like, Wolverine's just like, okay. Like, I'm not happy either. Yeah, you didn't love him good enough. That's why he's dead. And he's just like, you're kind of being a jerk. I just lost my son. It's like, yeah, you were a better dad. I mean, I'm a kind of exaggerating, but it's like, come on, Aurora, you're smarter than that. But yeah, so they figure out where he's gonna be. It's probably a trap, but Wolverine doesn't care because he's mad, and he got a mug from Laura, aka X-23, that said "Best Dad," and so then he's like, "Gotta fucking kill a bunch of saber teeth now," and so that's how it ends. I'm loving it. It's fun. I'm gonna go a 9 out of 10.
Glad you're liking it.
I highly recommend it.
Maybe in trade.
Yeah. Well, when the next when they take like 3 months off for their next big X-Men crossover that I won't be reading, you can just get caught up that way.
I know. I'll be like, okay, I'll get back in on the next issue, and then they're gonna do a stupid crossover.
Right.
Okay. Conan the Barbarian, number 8. It's written by Jim Zub with art by Doug Braithwaite. And it was cool. It's Conan being controlled by Thulsa Doom. And he's controlling him to get some ancient evil sword back. So Conan's just like playing detective, tracking down from person to person who had the sword last and like killing a bunch of people. And at the end, he kind of overcomes the control and stabs himself right through the chest with said sword. And that kind of I mean, it looks like he dies. We know he's not going to die, but I'm curious how the next issue is going to start since he essentially sacrificed himself. But it was a lot of fun. Also, the A cover is just this incredible cover with Bellet on it, and the art is just really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good week. Good week for Conan. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, and then I mean I haven't listened to his podcast in a while, but that's usually funny too. Conan O'Brien.
Oh no, I got it.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so the Invincible Iron Man issue 15, and this is by Gary Duggan and Kreese Lee on the art. It's good. We got a new, we get to see the new Iron Man suit that he's made. Though, like I will say, it's super dumb to me because his new suit's made out of this. Find the name of it. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, this is just lazy writing. He's like, he gets stabbed by adamantium. And he's like, I forgot the only thing on Earth that could stop adamantium was vibranium. And like, he gets stabbed in his new suit, but it's like, but Mysterium is not from Earth. And it just completely bends the adamantium.
Cool.
It's just like that Mysterium stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, this is just a plot device, huh? So that was pretty lame for me, but otherwise it was pretty cool. I like this, and we get a giant his newest armor, his other new armor, because the new armor is so that he can pilot his big new armor called the Sentinel Buster.
Art's cool.
Yeah, no, the art in this is good. Story's good for the most part, outside of that Mysterium stuff. I dig it. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I think, it's a solid Iron Man adventure.
All right. Next up for me, let's see here. I'll go with Canary, number 3. This was a big old thick boy, and I thought, man, like this just seems awful big for a third issue. Turns out it's the last issue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So it's written by Scott Snyder, art by Dan Panosian, and I liked it. Like the main character and the lady he's been traveling with go down into the big creepy mine where all these monster people have been deformed and came from, and they find some weird, like they're so deep in the earth that they're in like an upside down kind of place, and like hell demons are there, and they're the ones that are like transforming people, and so the art's kind of creepy and cool. And spoiler alert, the main dude essentially just sacrifices himself by taking a bunch of dynamite, and he sends the chick back up the mine shaft. And he's like, make sure everyone stays away from this place. And then he just blows it all up. And I assume that saves the day. But then at the end, it says like now, as in present day. And it's that plot of land. And like a Jeep rolls up, and you see a foot step out of it, and a hand touch the ground. And it says end. Yeah, I have no idea whose foot or hand that is. I don't know if it's like if it's supposed to be the same guy since all this weird shit was going down, or if it's like like a generational thing. I have no clue. So I don't know if they're gonna do more with this, but make it like Canary Volume 2 takes place in the present. No clue. But still, I enjoyed the ride. Because Guess I'll give this one and probably the series as a whole like a solid 7.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of those books where it's like you got me the first one and I liked it a lot, but I kind of forgot every time it came out because it didn't have like a great release schedule.
Mhm.
And then it was also called Canary, and every time I saw it, I was thinking it was a Black Canary book.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I remember the first issue was good.
Yeah, the rest of it was totally fine too.
Right on. All right, so Duke issue 3 by Josh Williamson, Tom Riley on the art, and Jordi Belair on the colors. And it's really good. Like as always, Duke's in prison. He he meets the Baroness, and they get attacked in prison because they want Duke dead. And it just only downside of this book is it felt like it was about half the size of a normal comic because it just read really quick. Tom Riley does really good. He did a lot of fun splash pages. I love his art, and yeah, this is just good time. I'm gonna go probably a 9 out of 10, and it's not my pick of the week.
Wow. Only a couple more options there, man.
No,
All right, Sonic the Hedgehog, Fang the Hunter, number 2. Written by Ian Flynn, with pencils by Thomas Roethlisberger. Much like the first one, it was kooky, funny, classic Sonic art. I liked it. It's just Fang rescuing his friends from Knuckles. And then Knuckles is like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about an 8th Chaos Emerald. I don't think one exists. Things like, well, whatever, you nerd. Yes, it does. And they fly off to this mysterious island, and it turns out Robotnik is already there, and he captures them, and that's how it ends. So I don't know if Robotnik also knows anything about this, or if all of this is just going to be some wild goose chase that ends up not ending with another Chaos Emerald. So either way, I like it. I'm totally along for the ride. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed it.
how do you feel about the chance of a 8th Chaos Emerald? Are you like, oh, I'm fine with that? Or are you like, no, don't mess with the lore?
I mean, actually, don't mess with the lore, but at the same time, I realize how silly that sounds because it's Sonic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's just like, well, what if there was another one? And I
Yeah.
just kind of hate when they do that, no matter what it's in. So,
What would it do? Because I mean, like with the 7 Chaos Emeralds, it's like if Sonic gets a couple of them, he becomes Super Sonic.
no, he has to get all 7.
He has to get all 7. And then how do we get Hyper Knuckles? Because they fought before, Hyper Knuckles and Super Sonic.
I don't remember the exact rules.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something with the Master Emerald that
Yeah.
Knuckles watches over. So
Maybe it's just like they kissed and then they had all the emeralds and that did it.
I mean, I hope so.
I mean, that would have been the Kin Penders era. Take a drink, people. But next up, it's Jay Garrick, The Flash, number 5 by Jeremy
Oh, wait,
Adams.
wait. Hyper Knuckles happened because of the um. So they're in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they're called the Super Emeralds.
Okay.
So Hyper Knuckles is from the Super Emeralds, and then Super Sonic's from the Chaos Emeralds.
Okay. So could we get a Hypersonic then? And
I
a
mean,
Super Knuckles?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Well, write it down, IDW. But so yeah, Jay Garrick, The Flash, number 5 by Jeremy Adams and Diego Olorotego on the art. I love the art in this. Picks up the last one left off with the Star Labs dude being shot. Yeah, I mean they come up with a plan to to draw out their bad guy. And one of Jake's favorite. I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to read this, Jake. And one of your favorite characters is in this. I'm going to cover him up. And I'll show you this splash page. That's nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Is it Our Man?
No, it is not, but you're very close.
It's Dr. Midnight.
It is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. I liked it. So this one probably is my pick of the week. It's just a good fun time, like how this book has been from the start. And this is probably my favorite of the Golden Age, characters coming back. So yeah, probably a 10 out of 10. I really, really liked it.
Thanks. I mean, I'm giving it a 10 as well, just for having Dr. Midnight in it.
Right. I figured that's one of the reasons I was so disappointed when I was like, oh, you didn't read this one?
Yeah. I don't know. I must have just glazed over it when
Yeah.
I was picking my books.
You're just like, I need more Conan and less everything else.
I know, right? Okay. Green Arrow number 9. It's written by Joshua Williamson. And the art, let me find it, is done by Sean Izaakse. This book was awesome. The art is like the best that it's been in this series, in my opinion. So essentially, Amanda Waller, along with Peacemaker and Lady Peacemaker, what's her name? Peace Wrecker. I don't know her origin. I think she might be a multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Because Waller went to Earth 3 during that whole War for Earth 3 thing during Rebirth. I think she came back during that.
I gotcha.
But anyway, she takes over the Hall of Justice since the Justice League died and is basically just taking all of their cool gadgets and shit away to another location so that she can use it for her own means. And so Ollie breaks into there looking for Waller to find out where Roy is. And Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker capture him and take him to Waller. And Waller's like, I'll tell you everything you need to know about Roy, but I need you to help me steal something. And she wants him to steal Sanctuary. I don't know what that is. Do you?
That looks like I think that's from that Heroes in Crisis thing, because wasn't Sanctuary the name of where they were, and I think that's what's his name? His mask. Psycho Pirate, is that it?
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Because I didn't read all of Heroes in Crisis. Like I read the first
Because
issue.
it was dog shit.
I read the first issue and I was like done, but I think he played a big part in it.
Okay. Well, Waller wants him to steal it. And dude, you can really tell this book is setting up Williamson's summer event where Waller takes on everybody. But here's the thing. It's good. It's really good.
Williamson's awesome. Like legitimately just an awesome writer. So
he is.
I'm not surprised.
So yeah, also he brought Diggle back into this, which was pretty cool. I like the way he did it. And I'm really looking forward to the next one. This gets a 10 out of 10, and it's my pick of the week. Green Arrow is awesome.
Nice. All right, all we got left is Godzilla?
Yep.
Nice. All right, so it's Godzilla War for Humanity by Andrew McLean and Jake Smith on the art. You get just a big old fight in this one. Mogura versus Manda, Godzilla taking on all of the monsters, including that big old green boy. I just dug it. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. I like Manda for no reason other than I think he looks cool. So it's always neat to see him pop up.
He looks cool, but like also probably the worst looking one, like when you watch the original Showa movies. Because I watched Atragon, which was his movie, and he's a marionette. And it's so dog shit.
Really?
Yeah, like I can always I'm pretty easy going with like suitmation stuff, but like he looked so bad. And then he looks worse in Destroy All Monsters when he pops up.
I I'm not even familiar with Atragon, honestly.
It's one of those things where like I try to watch a bunch of the Ishiro Honda movies, and that's one of the ones I watched. I'm like, oof, this one's kind of a rough time for me. It's hard for me to get through. Some people really love it, but yeah,
Is it just Amanda versus like a submarine?
pretty much. I mean, it's like there's a lot more like little things to it, but that's the big fight is Manda versus a submarine, and it gets wrecked.
Well, I imagine it would.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like Manda who gets wrecked by a submarine is like taking it to Mogira, which it's like I know Mogira's